on YouTube. Quad Friday. I'm going to do a monthly review since we closed the month out. And on Friday, as you probably have heard, the Bank of Japan went negative interest rates. Basically a bail-in. So anyone that has deposits at the Bank of Japan is going to have to pay to have their money in that bank. At least pay a lot more. Representatives of Bank of Japan said if things worsen, that they will cut interest rates even more. And how is that possible? And why does the stock market go up when they infuse money that becomes more and more worthless? I don't know. But the game is coming to a end. I believe it's already climaxed. And here we have the USD yen, and you can see the push here. This is a weekly chart. And what I'm looking at is a break into previous lows, but a breakdown and a bearish retracement. So I imagine traders were selling short into the close. This is a bearish retracement. So if things worsen, they said they will decrease interest rates even more, and I imagine things are not going to stay bright unless they infuse a lot of money, and then it goes above this line here. So keep a watch on it. They are speculating that interest rate hikes by the Fed was a mistake, and they are going to have to save face somehow and join the 5 central banks around the world that are at negative interest rates right now. So it's a Western banking system that is under collapse. All right, so a bearish retracement on the weekly, and look at that nasty candle closing the month out. That looks nasty. Narrow in here. It actually, price for the month closed below both lines of resistance. This could make another high, a lower high, but as it stands right now, this looks like to be opening down and following previous lows all the way down to support, which is much lower than we're at, good $11 or so. So there you have it. That was the push on Friday here as the Bank of Japan goes negative interest rates. S&P on the whole debacle. Remember I said we need to close below our support line. Obviously, the end of the day or all day Friday, there must have been a lot of short covering. But at the end of the day, I believe that this a lot of traders were buying short for the next monthly candle to open. And amazingly enough, they infused money right at the right time, and it closed above our support. Imagine that. How they can manipulate interest rates and make the stock market go higher, I don't know. Just to make it look good, I really don't know what's going on here. It's just a fake. And it just reminds me why I quit trading, because we all knew that this thing was going to close below our support line. It was going to crash, blah, blah, blah. I mean, how much money are they going to infuse into the markets and maybe get another lower high out of this thing? Try to drag it out instead of letting everything settle in and reset on the bottom. They want to keep this thing floating high. So there you have it. I'm still bearish on the S&P, but it might be a little while before we see a breakdown as we are breaking into previous lows. 1900 was a big mark. It was trying to get above 1900 all week, and it finally did with a little infused money. I would look for a bounce about $30 more and see if we can't. I mean, it's on a weekly, it's definitely broken down. Maybe we can get a bearish retracement here. You never know what they are doing. US dollar was definitely breaking down at the moment of money infusion. Let me see if I can find. All right, so this was a minus this here, and this was our original pattern that we were working on, working inside. It broke out, right, and then it whipsawed, and it was breaking down definitely, closed below our trend on this pattern, and then Friday came and it just boosted all the way up. It did make a lower high here, so it's following, and since the top side broke out and this side bounced, I have to change the pattern up, right? So we're in this pattern. It was going to break down, and then they, this is a reason why I don't trade. There's no free markets. This just out of nowhere, for no reason except for money printing. So we'll see how long we can stay in this pattern. Hyperinflation and more negative interest rates around the world, this dollar could look very good compared to other currencies. So there you have it. Closing on a monthly. Let's see. Just hanging in there. Don't mind this line. That was for something else. We're still in the pattern. We got highs and we got lows. So see if we can do something with this in the next month. It looks like they are not going to let this fall down. They're going to let it ride. Crude oil. This is a monthly close. It did bounce the last week there. We're not breaking into previous lows yet, so watch for that. Definitely broke down. We're definitely breaking into previous lows on past here, so that's a good thing for oil. Looking on a weekly, I remember telling myself I better go fill up the gas tank because it's not going to get any cheaper than this for a while. Looks like previous lows is at 38. And all the way up to 42. So 38 previous lows, and the next previous low. See if oil can stay down. The longer it stays down, the more municipal bonds, hedge funds backed by this oil trade, as less and less people are using the dollar. This petrodollar is failing. So we'll see what happens. Definitely bearish, but we're doing a bearish retracement now. Silver and gold monthly closes. I love this 2-3 bar pattern. Again, we're looking for a reverse head and shoulders. Silver, actually, let's just look at the weekly real quick on gold. So here's where I want to be. 1200. And if we can get above this mess, start working on long-term trend lines, would be best. But you can see how a reverse head and shoulders could very well start to take form. And you can see this is a week, so we got a few months here before we can start testing the breakouts on a weekly and a monthly. And just to take a quick gander at the monthly, it does look good. All depending on how much money they print, because the more they print, the better the dollar looks, and that is how they keep gold and silver down. Silver, I love silver. I love this pattern. I haven't seen a pattern like this. Just well formed is what I'm saying. Just really tight. I remember saying that I thought this was accumulation, and then the consolidation, and now we have the breakout. Thursday and Friday, I mentioned that this bullish retracement, so we broke out, and then we retraced back to support. It's probably the best and safest place to buy. Keeping your stops. If the price goes back into the pattern, then its natural course is to touch this bottom half. But since we closed the week above, let me take these lines out and I can show you without the lines. You can see that our 8 and 13 price on a weekly closed above both. So what that tells me is we're breaking into previous lows, and since we closed above the 13, it's likely that we'll reach the other side of the pattern, which is about 15, I'm guessing. So we are definitely moving into previous lows, closed above major resistance. I'm talking about maybe these 3 points here. And we're right there. Silver looks awesome. I wish I had a boatload of money, a wheelbarrow of $1 million bills. I would go buy some silver. Physical, that is. Okay, so I had a question about Yamaha Gold again. You can see how it broke down. This is up on a monthly chart. Actually, I think I forgot to show the monthly close, which you can see that we have a lot of work to do, and we are not above resistance lines yet. So get above 1550, and that to me is the major point. If we can get above that, I think that we can start seeing positive trends on the upside. Right now, monthly, yeah, it's done. Yamaha Gold is doing the same thing, sort of, kind of. Here's a reverse head and shoulders. See if price can get up here, consolidate, boom. But I mentioned that this thing is a V bottom, and V bottoms don't last very long. It's more of a start of a pattern. So here's our first point of the pattern. This will come up, make another point, and then maybe a higher low, make a third point, and then we can start seeing a pattern form. Hopefully we'll see that reverse head and shoulders like we are seeing on gold and silver. But yeah, I love this. Look at the little hammer on a weekly chart. That's awesome. See how the monthly closed. You know, they whack this thing really hard. Once they whack these things that hard, I mean, it takes a long time to recover. So, I mean, on a monthly chart, I mean, there's a lot of work to do. But hopefully everything will come into fruition. That's all I got. Watch for retracements on the equities. The dollar looks like if they infuse more money, this thing's going to hyperinflate. So off to the moon. Buy some gold and silver. That's all I can say. Keep your pockets and money hidden from the banksters. Share, like, and comment. Let me know what's going on out there. And if you can, I got a little PayPal I accept donations button right here. So if you like these videos, please donate. It doesn't cost you more than $3 to buy a cup of coffee. So that would be nice. See ya.